So I got this message today. Sometimes it will come in through I can hear God, or it's the same. Let's just say, babes, it's as crazy as saying I heard it on the radio. You tune it in, and then I was trying to listen to jazz, and then and when I'm driving down the hill, it's strange going off the mountain. I mean, you're next to some phenomenal structure, and it will change the radio station, and um, it started talking about it was some pastor or sermon or somebody giving a sermon, and he was saying something. It was a profound sermon. I can't remember what I'm recording this for now. Something that's channeling. Oh, it's about the weather right now. The warfare that's happening on the planet. But let's get back to this moment when I heard this sermon, and the story was profound. And see, I just listened to it in a way that's like, is this fucker going to be right or not? Okay, that's right on. That was simple, and yes, I was like, yay, yay, woohoo! It was very simple, and I kind of repeated it on Facebook, um, but what came on was, see, the radio announcers in the talk show was listening to that rerun of a tape, and then they're going to reflect on it and translate it and talk about it. And as far as I'm concerned, it was done. I mean, that was what needed to be heard. But then they're going to tear it apart and talk, and they started doing this jargon about. I don't even want to repeat it, but people go on and on about this. And when you listen to it, I mean, you can hear it, and it'll make sense to a 6-year-old because it has a clear understanding of what that story of Jesus was about. But then you have the people that just slap it, and they say these things that is actually, it's none other than the enemy there saying, I'm gonna stamp your fucking mind into this shit, and it doesn't make that much sense, right? It doesn't make sense except for that it walls you off. It does. It's oppressive. God, it's oppressive. So anyway, it really is. If you're a creative person and stuff, you're like, why do I got to hear this crock of shit? For one, there isn't a real conversation behind it. That must be my problem with it. Can you translate what you had, that bullshit you just said right now, and try and make it a 5-year-old understand? Because to sacrifice yourself so that may live isn't enough. It's really hardly. I mean, that's a hell of a picnic over there. 2 sandwiches short, by the way. What I really wanted to talk about is yeah, there is this. It's just a really intense time. What we can see, what's coming up. You want to be really careful. Of course, you hear it everywhere right now, is with who you're dealing with, and you should just give people space, give yourself space. During this time of Mars Uranus, it's best to go to a call that, okay, the Uranus says, again, it's Taurus, and says, I want to feel good. It actually feels good on the planet here. You sit in the sun, it feels good. We are here to feel good. And I made this last video, just posted it right up. The trick is like, but who are you? Like, what side are you on? And therefore, what feels good? It's mentioned that what makes the the non-human entity or psychopath or whatever, they're wired up in so many ways, but basically, their happy is the human's sad. Their up is our down. You know what I'm saying? That's what you've heard that. They're an opposite thing. How? Why? Well, I say they operate on the mind, which is fear, and that, if you just knew what I just said there, it's a different character than love in the heart field. And having said that, babes, I'm ready to go in a more hospitable place. Where people, now it's not, has nothing to do with my environment, but yes, it does. It was toxified over there, and I can't breathe the mountain air anymore. I breathe the toxic asphalt, and I am not exaggerating about this. It's so disappointing. It's so depressing. It's unbelievable. It is wrenching. It is. I have a right to these words. I know I'm not excited. I've been here 35, in these mountains, I've been here for 35 years. I'm not living here, but I know this is my place. So I come back here and I live and I go through the process of living here, like to get, and I'm here. And this guy has been here for 25 years, and this is the result of him being here this long. He decides after he just up and jumps and does that. And I'm sitting here and I'm trying to ignore everything around me saying, Shauna, what I'm saying is like the squirrels and the trees and all of the wildlife saying, they're looking at me, they're coming around. I mean, really, I don't know, maybe call me schizoid going this far with it and torturing myself, but they're asking me, Shauna, what are you going to do for us? How can you help us? My boy, I I'm seeing all kinds of visions of how simple it would be to just organize a humankind or a human operation just in the community. And I was thinking, well, how would I do it personally on my street? Well, some stuff is pissing me off. There was a little tractor that he hired. He hired another littler tractor, a guy down the road. I know that he lives down the road, right at the corner, because I'd seen his cute little tractor parked there. And it was just spur of the moment when I saw that he was tracking down on what he was about to do. See, what he has to do is clear the culverts of that material, and that material is everywhere. And guess what? Let me get to the story about when I heard their voices in the little tractor coming. He turns the tractor off, and they're going to talk about what precisely needs to be done. And I made sure that right in the middle of it, I was heard, and I said, "Oh, well, how do you like that, huh? That is an illegal toxic spill." I told him, you could be fined for that when we take it all the way to the higher courts. You should be ashamed of yourself. You have let down the environment. It's a toxic waste spill. And I got to shut the door. They can't unhear that. But of course, it was within 30 seconds I heard them both belt out some laughter. What the narcissists say is, oh, the crazy woman next door, she's crazy. Crazy for having a healthy reaction to you fucking insane people. I would love to end up in court for no reason but me just going there and saying, excuse me, but I'm about to leave my residential area and I need to make a report or say something. Is there a committee that knows what's happening on the planet here? I mean, we all have to go to fucking court. See, there's too many chicken shit fearful people. Too many chicken shit fearful people that don't understand. It's like, no, you have a right to make a mistake every once in a while about some things, but the main thing is stay along the ley lines of what feels good. Now here we go back again. What feels good, babes? God, this is, and the whole thing. Jesus says, you know what? Forget it, Shauna. Come to me. I am coming to you. I see that you're righteous and great and everything. I'm me. And we love God. That's great. And we could get singed by God at any time. Great. Thank you for protecting us from that. Especially when we fuck up and it's like, well, give this idiot a chance, please. Didn't realize that the volcano is not so wise to build your entire city right next to it. Just because it has the beautiful mountain hillsides, fertile as hell, don't you realize that thing can erupt? And we see plenty of evidence that has happened to mankind. Whatever analogy that needs to be, babes, it's for sure. We have Mars and Scorpio that represents transformation. It's transformation time. And that's what we're doing. In the meantime, babes, this place that you're in, What do you need to do? I don't like it. I thought I was supposed to have fun here. Like just tra-la-la. But now I'm thinking like I have to stand up. This is so shitty. And you just go to court and say, yeah, I'd like to report on how shitty it is for me. So such and such has happened so far. It's like so many psychopaths get in my face, and then I'm the one who has to stand down. You're telling me that it is unfounded over here, that my original, just my one, and I'm going to keep prodding with that, and I realize I have to keep stimulating this over here and keep hitting a bell and saying, look, there's an environmental concern, there's a health concern. I'm experiencing it, and the environment is there, and guess what I was going to tell you before I just lost complete track. This is what's going to spark me off to do it before this happens. See, he has a snowblower thrower thing. It's a snowblower. You kind of scoop it in, it goes in, and it blows it. Unfortunately, sometimes, before his land was contaminated with so much asphalt, like this much, layered all around. Just they dumped it there to get rid of it, and it's not very good stuff. He didn't even put any fucking tar down and shit, which is like, I'm dreading if he ever decides to do that, but it's loose shit. It's weird. It's really disgusting stuff. It's trash. And I let him know that today. And see, this is rehashed up because I'm supposed to. This is what I'm supposed to do, and I do it a different way. I have to go to way high up. Say, like, I went here, and I went here, and I went here, and I went here, and now can you please help? There isn't any reason to unfound that. And there isn't any reason for an environmental inspector to say, no, in fact, there isn't any reason for them to deny that this is hideous. And the fact that his snowblower, every once in a while, see, before he had gravel, 3/4 inch stone, and that's, to me, that's way less toxic, babes. Can't smell it. You can't convince me it's not. The way I feel, I know. And stop fucking accusing people like us that we're crazy just because we feel something and have a bad reaction to it. You think we're crazy. That's gotta stop. Especially condemning emotions while we're trying to express. You people are fucking, and then you go to Netflix or turn on the TV, and all they're doing is screaming at an emotional level that is like, can you shut that fucking thing up? It's bad enough we can't do that out in the wilderness or whatever that's being destroyed. Getting back to his bitchin' fucking snowblower that I noticed, babes, I'm like happy to collect these rocks that it throws over my fence. He just throws it over the snowblower and his little 3/4 inch rocks that he used to have there, but now it's fucking asphalt that's going to be going over onto my fucking property. If that happens, I have like 3/4 of the mind, if not a whole mind, to gather them all up and take them in front of his house and break his fucking windows out and wait for him to call the police again. And then that's the wrong way to go to court. What happened this time, Shauna? Well, this guy's shit is being fucking thrown on my property now, and I didn't get any help from this place and 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 this place, and now you're holding me in jail. You should open this case up wide now. Why didn't he get fined? I don't care who he is, especially if he's a fucking member of the fire department. Those people are living in disgrace of the wilderness and doing nothing. Pigs. Fire department up here should be part of the Forest Service, and they should be protecting the wilderness and everything and wildflower and blah, blah, blah. These people, all of them should have their monies taken away from them. They should be fined, and give that money to me. People like me. What I do with it won't be so fucking harmful. In fact, I'll know how to do something with it. You spread it around. You don't let people starve around you and sit undone of things that they would like to get done and unhappy. And you people need to learn how to live.